Hello, I am Reid, the founder and editor of Shakespeare magazine, and it's 2018 and I've decided that my project this year is going to be to really try to get to grips with Shakespeare's sonnets, these kind of dense and intellectual and enigmatic poems that I've always found rather mysterious and daunting. I started off the year, the first week of January, by reading the first 5 sonnets and making videos of myself reading them, and I put them on social media, and I realised that I should carry on and try and do all 154 sonnets. So what you really see is somebody who's kind of struggling to get to grips with these poems. The first 5 I just recorded in the bedroom at home where I make the magazine, but I then decided that it might be nice to get out and about a bit. So today I've come here to the Stanton Drew stone circle, which is about 5 or 6 miles from Bristol. It's one of my favourite places in the world, and I have to say it's felt rather magical reading Shakespeare's poems in this kind of eternal pagan place. I really felt that I was kind of getting down deep into the poems. I was probably deceiving myself, but that's what it felt like, and I was able to kind of try different voices and different approaches, and I don't like videoing myself. I find it quite painful, but I really enjoy just kind of projecting my voice out into the sky here, surrounded by these mighty stones, and also quite a few cows in the neighbouring field. I can hear tractors in the distance and planes going overhead to Bristol Airport, but it's really been lovely. So what I've done today is I've read sonnets 6 to 10, and I read through them a few times, and I was trying to find suitable surfaces on some of the stones where I could prop up my iPad to video myself, and I've really found it a fantastic experience. Now, I love coming to Stanton Drew anyway. It's one of my favourite places in the whole world, and to come out here and walk around reading Shakespeare to the sky has been brilliant, and I think that I'm going to carry on doing this. I'll go to some of my other favourite places in Bristol and further afield, but yeah, I mean, Stanton Drew is really wonderful. It's kind of like one of Bristol's best kept secrets, and even when you know where it is, it's quite difficult to find it, and I used to miss the turning quite often. In fact, every time I came here I'd miss the turning. It has the smallest car park you can imagine. It's a little more than a driveway. It literally fits about 6 cars, and sometimes they have little guide sheets that you can take to guide you to the stones. There's actually 3 circles here, and there's we're kind of there's the great circle over there, and then there's this circle at one end, which is the really beautiful stones, which is really different. And then in the field over there, which people often forget about, there's another circle where the stones are pretty much submerged, but you can find them there, especially in the summer. You can really see them. But yeah, I'll be reading more Shakespeare in more places very soon. I realised that I'm not very good at reading. I'm not an actor. I don't have a trained voice. I'm kind of painfully aware that although this is great fun for me to do, it might be rather excruciating for anybody to have to listen to. So I do apologise for that if that's the case. But what might be helpful is to grab an edition of Shakespeare's sonnets. The one I've got here is the RSC version. That's the Royal Shakespeare Company version. and it's really nice. It's edited by Jonathan Bate and Eric Rasmussen, who also, of course, edited the RSC edition of Shakespeare's plays. And there's a foreword by the actress Fiona Shaw, who is really, you know, as you'd expect, very intelligent and sensitive, and you know, I really like learning what she has to say about Shakespeare. And there's also a short intro by Jonathan Bate himself, who's just one of the you know, one of the most erudite and insightful and you know, but also, you know, accessible kind of our Shakespeare scholars. So it's a great little edition. It's I mean, it might seem obvious, but it's very easy to read, and most editions of Shakespeare, you know, be they the plays or the poems or the sonnets, are you know, they're difficult to read. They're the microscopic print, you know, footnotes everywhere, and so they kind of, I've always felt they inhibit the general reader or the common reader from just grabbing it and reading it and, you know, seeing how they get on. Imagine if you were watching a TV program and, you know, the screen just filled with footnotes and commentaries, and, you know, you couldn't actually see or hear what was happening in the story. And obviously, you know, scholarly editions of Shakespeare are, you know, are what scholars need. But I always find them quite hard going, and so, you know, I think that for many people, you know, the key to exploring Shakespeare is just to plunge in, you know, just to get started. It's something you have to want to do, of course, but once you do want to do it, you shouldn't let anything or anyone stop you. You know, Shakespeare is there, and it belongs to all of us, and you know, that's very much the mission of Shakespeare magazine itself. I probably should give Shakespeare magazine a plug, shouldn't I? Yeah, shakespearemagazine.com, as you might expect, and you can find it on a platform called Issuu. So Issuu, issuu.com/Shakespeare magazine. You can get all 13 issues of the mag completely free. It's a free online magazine, and if you click to follow it, which is also free, you can download the mag as a PDF, and you can read it offline, or you can print it out. I've gone completely paper free, so I've never actually printed out my own magazine, but I'm kind of quite happy to read things online now. Yeah, and it's current issue 13 has got lots of great features, including a brief interview with the aforementioned Fiona Shaw, talking about the character of Catherine in The Taming of the Shrew. The cover star for issue 13 is Sir Ian McKellen, and we've got an extract from a book in which he talks about playing King Lear, and there's also a short interview from the same book with Sir Patrick Stewart talking about playing Shylock in The Merchant of Venice. There's lots of other good stuff in the issue, including a really disgusting article about medicine in Shakespeare's day, which is quite vomit inducing, literally. And what else have we got in the issue? Oh, lots of nice things. So yeah, why don't you check it out? Also, I'm very active on Twitter, which is the Twitter handle is @UK_Shakespeare. I couldn't get the Shakespeare magazine actually as a handle. I think it had already been taken, or it was too many letters or something. Shakespeare's quite tricky because it's 11 letters, so it's @UK_Shakespeare. And there is also a Shakespeare magazine page on Facebook, which is also very good. So yeah, if you want to get into Shakespeare, obviously I'm biased, but Shakespeare magazine is a fantastic place to begin. And if you want to get in touch with me, have any questions about Shakespeare or related subjects, the email address is shakespearemag@outlook.com. That's shakespearemag@outlook.com. I've been Reid for Shakespeare magazine, at the Stanton Drew Stone Circle reading Shakespeare's sonnets. See you soon.